Milwaukee Bucks fans are shocked right now as they head back home down 2 games to the Indiana Pacers after a last-minute comeback attempt falls short. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Nathan Burton, here with Bucks Digest, your number one source on YouTube for all things Bucks. Thank you for being here with me today. I wish it was under better circumstances. Unfortunately, the worst case scenario has happened for the Bucks. They lost both games at Indiana and now fly back home to down 2 games in the series and with their backs to the wall. Let's get into it. So the game from last night, they lost by 8 points, 123-115. Now, this score is not very indicative of exactly how badly Milwaukee was outplayed. Unfortunately, Milwaukee didn't even look like they stood a chance in this game until the last 2 minutes or so. Indiana led wire to wire and led by 15 points multiple times. It really was never that close for us until, like I said, an improbable run in the fourth quarter. So I'm going to dig into what needs to change for them to be successful here in games 3 and 4. We cannot keep rolling the same lineup and game plan out against these Pacers and be successful. There are some things that need to change, but I'll get into that and I'll talk about some of the positives from last night's game. Of course, it's never all bad. So before I do that, I just want to mention to everybody, please hit that subscribe button. You guys have been running up the subscribers for myself and Nick on the channel. We really appreciate it. Please keep doing so. We'll be here all postseason. So let's talk about the game last night. I'm going to really quickly just bring up the box score for everyone. Like I said, it was a 123-118 loss. 115 loss, 8-point loss to the Pacers. You can see that the box score is ugly. I mean, there's virtually nobody in the positive plus minus for the Bucks. You don't see Giannis minus 11 very often, minus double digits. You see that really our only positive player that played any minutes was Bobby Portis. Where would we have been in this game without Bobby Portis and his shooting, especially from 3-point range? He was really the lone bright spot for us. Of course, Giannis had a great game. He played 34 points, 18 rebounds. He put up 7 assists on an ultra-efficient 14 of 20. Giannis is doing his job. We got to get these other guys going. Dame Lillard did return and played okay. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it was nice to see him out there and moving around. Kyle Kosma remembered how to play basketball for maybe 1 quarter. I'll talk to you guys about that. But really, we look over at the Pacers side. Everybody's in the positive here. I mean, we're giving up massive points to Pascal Siakam again, 24 points. But they have 6 players in double digits. They're really beating us at death by 1,000 cuts. It's really bad right now, and these guards need to be stopped. I'll get into how I think the Bucks need to go about that. So let's talk about Damian Lillard first. Damian Lillard came back in as fast as humanly possible from this blood clot situation, the deep vein thrombosis. I mean, it's crazy to see him out there, but what's even more crazy is he played 36 minutes in his return. He showed little to no signs of fatigue. We didn't see him grabbing his shorts or looking winded. It was awesome to see Dame come back after not playing since the middle of March and look physically that good. Now, he could have shot better. Of course, he was, he shot a pretty low percentage. He was only 2 of 8 from 3, but he looked like himself. The ball handling was there. He was driving to the rim. He made a couple threes. He looked like Damian Lillard, and that bodes well for us in the continuation of the series. My complaints with Damian Lillard are often around shot selection. He has this ultimate belief in himself. I thought he did take a couple threes in particular when the Bucks were putting together mini runs that were early in the shot clock and were kind of cooler shots. Now we know Damian Lillard can make those shots, but when you haven't played in a while and you're out of rhythm, I question if they were the right ones. But it was good to see Damian Lillard on the court 36 minutes and playing relatively well. I think it's just upwards from here for Dame. So let's talk about Let's talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. First. Giannis, of course, had a near triple-double with 34 points, a massive 18 rebounds, and 7 assists. He shot an ultra effective 14 of 20 from the field. He can put up 15-plus rebounds on this team in his sleep, but he cannot carry this team alone. He needs some help. Giannis did look tired and winded down the stretch. He's playing massive minutes, and he's battling inside. We have to get Giannis some help. We can't have our best player putting up a 35-point triple-double and us not succeeding. We have to get Giannis some help. So Bobby Portis was that help tonight. He shot very well, 6 of 11 from three-point range, 28 points on the night, had a double-double as well with the rebounds. He was 1 point off his playoff career high. Bobby Portis was the only bench player that really showed up tonight. He's been playing out of his mind since coming back from his PED suspension. He's clearly ticked off about what happened there, and he is out to prove something. If Bobby Portis shows up like this every game, we have to get him as much run as possible. Right now, he's the second best player on the team. Okay, let's talk about a guy who's not considered the second best player on the team, or maybe even close, Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma has been disastrous all playoffs. We saw the stat line from game 1 where he put up a nothing burger in 20-odd minutes. Kyle Kuzma clearly, at least for one quarter here, got the message of what we need him to do. He needs to be on the court for us because of his size. He's not an elite defender, but he can defend, and we don't have a lot of that size for switching. Kyle Kuzma is important for us defensively, but offensively, he needs to do what he did in the third quarter of this game and put his head down and get downhill to the rim. He made a couple great shots off the backboard, driving the lane, passing up these jumpers and three-pointers. That isn't his game. He needs to play defense, pick his spots, and attack the rim. It looked like he got the message in the third quarter, but then did absolutely nothing down the stretch again. Kuzma, you need to play defense and get layups. That's all we need out of you, and this team will be okay. So this comes down now to coaching decisions for Doc Rivers, okay? I've had my issues with Doc Rivers from the beginning. I think most Bucks fans have an up and down relationship with Doc, but it's clear that he's being outcoached in this series by Rick Carlisle. I mean, I just want to mention the first quarter and the third quarter. Out of the locker room, both at the start of the game and at halftime, we let up 0-8 runs, 8-0 runs to the Pacers. So you can't come out of the locker room with a game plan and plays drawn up and immediately give up 15, 16 points combined in the first 2 minutes of each quarter. That's such a big hill to try to climb and come back from in the playoffs. Now, the other thing the Doc needs to consider is some line-up changes. So, sorry, just 1 second. So I'm going to bring up the depth chart here for you guys. Yeah. So, obviously, Dame is going to be the starting point guard. Kuzma, like I said, I think needs to be in the lineup for defense. We just don't have a lot of good defensive options at the small forward. Giannis is a given. I think Taurean Prince and Brook Lopez need to be removed immediately from the starting lineup. Taurean Prince has been invisible in this series, just doing nothing on either side of the ball. And Brook Lopez is clearly aged out of this kind of series. He cannot keep up with the Indiana Pacers at all. So, what are we going to see Doc do? I think Bobby Portis has to be inserted in the starting lineup. He's asserted himself as their clear best option when it comes to a big. He's playing great and has a fire lit under him. I would love to see Bobby Portis start in the next game. it's obvious that Brook Lopez cannot compete in this series. He's too slow to play the Pacers. The Pacers are a very active team. They're constantly running the 1-5 pick and roll and attacking Brook Lopez. It doesn't matter which guards are on the floor for Indiana. If it's Halliburton, if it's Nembhard, if it's TJ McConnell, their eyes are lighting up when they see Brook Lopez, and they can get either a 1-5 or a guard switch with Brook Lopez. They were attacking him the entire game. It was a firing squad. I don't care that he made a couple nice blocks. I like that he still can, when he's able to rotate and get there, he can make a block. But there's more instances of him attempting to rotate and being late, giving up easy dunks, easy layups, easy things at the rim. Brook Lopez, we love you in Milwaukee. You're a legend for this team. But at least in this series, you look like you're 1 foot into retirement, and we need to make adjustments. Okay, so the other kind of thing I want to talk about is Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr., I have such a love-hate relationship with. I mean, he's another guy that at times I've said I'd like him to start, but he was atrocious in this game. He was in limited minutes, still put up 3 turnovers. He was throwing up ridiculous circus shots. He just looked not ready for the bright lights of the playoffs. I think Kevin Porter Jr. has all the skill in the world. He's been better defensively than we had thought. But if he cannot keep himself in check and bring a better effort than he did last night, then I don't know where he fits anymore. I mean, it's a 1-game sample, but, you know, Bucks had 16 turnovers. They were -8 compared to the Pacers, and Porter's ones were atrocious in limited minutes. Giannis also had 4. So we can't have that if we're going to succeed against this team. But I do think Taurean Prince needs to come out of the starting lineup. Now, whether that's Kevin Porter Jr., whether that's Ryan Rollins finally getting, I didn't think it was right that he got benched immediately when Dame came back. I think he still fits in, especially defensively. The options at guard for us are limited, but Taurean Prince is just not getting it done. So, what do you guys think here? I want to know if you guys think the Bucks are cooked right now, or if there are signs of life for us. We need to get quicker defensively. We need to defend the 3-pointer, and we need to stop letting them put Brook Lopez on an island. Their guards are too good and too fast. So let me know what you guys think. Do you have any hope for Game 3 in Milwaukee? Do you have a preferred starting lineup that you would run out there? Leave a comment in the section below. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be back soon on Bucks Digest. Have a good day.